Hey, Albert here from Mainland Cycle Center, and today we're going to take a look at the 2026 Kawasaki KLX230 Sherpa S ABS. So a new KLX230 from Kawasaki. Kawasaki has just been really spitting out these 230 models. We've got a 230 S, regular knobby tired bike, KLX 230 street legal, a KLX 230 SM in the last couple of years. I'm not sure what all's available for 26, but two new 230s for 26. This one, the Sherpa S. There's also one called the DF, which is like Duty Force or something like that. We actually sold that one already. And so, or else I really had hoped to do a video of both those bikes side by side. But we're going to take a look at this one. There's some cool things to talk about on this one. So as we talked about, 230, it's actually 233 cc's, air-cooled, single overhead cam, 2-valve motor, very low maintenance, very easy. Sight window to check your engine oil. Cartridge type oil filter is going to be right there. There's your oil fill on this one. Super low maintenance, really easy on this bike. A DFI, digital fuel injection, conventional fork. I believe this is a 32 millimeter, 37 millimeter front fork. Conventional, no adjustment on the front fork. However, it does have a dual rate spring. Hand guards are standard on this one. ABS is standard on these, anti-lock brake system. And I love ABS on these. I think it's a great idea, especially since this is maybe going to attract some new riders. It is certainly street legal, so you got knobby tires on the street. I'll give you an example of how I think ABS is good. So about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was riding a KLX 140 bike that we took in on trade. Luckily, we owned it. It was belonged to me. It belonged to the dealership. It was not a customer's bike, thank goodness. But I was riding a little KLX 140 around the parking lot. I was kind of warming the bike up, just checking it over. We had just taken it on trade to get ready to put it out for sale. And I was going to just get it warmed up and ride around the parking lot a little bit and send it through make ready so we can get it put up for sale. Well, in the process of doing that, an 18-wheeler truck pulled up out front delivering new bikes to the store. And so I went to go and tell our guy that unloads those trucks, hey, there's a truck out front. Well, as I was going around the corner in the parking lot, unbeknownst to me, he already knew the truck was coming. He was coming on the forklift up the other side of the building. And so as I went around the corner and saw him, we kind of met, surprised each other just a little bit. Well, I tapped the front brake on that little KLX 140 and locked up the front tire and low-sided right there in the parking lot on a KLX 140 and went head over heels right there in front of my employee, which is no big deal. It kind of skinned me up a little bit, and I was mostly healed up now, but still got a little bit of some rash there on my hand from when that happened. So it's really easy with these knobby tires to lock up on pavement, whether it's on concrete or asphalt or whatever. Just really easy, and even probably easier on gravel or something. Especially, I mean, it happened to me, and I've been doing it a long time, so it can happen. So I like ABS on this bike. This bike does have an option to turn the ABS off. So if you are doing some off-roading, you can turn that ABS off. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this does have DID Dirt Star aluminum alloy wheels in the black. Very cool looking. 21-inch front wheel. You know, I don't know, who else watching this video. And for some of you guys, this will be very rudimentary. But if you're new to motorcycles, new to this style of bike, maybe you're coming in from your first street bike and you want to get into something like this. And, what I dig about motorcycles is that kind of once you understand the physics, there's reasons why they're made the way they are made. There's a reason this bike has a 21-inch front wheel when the ZX6R over here has a 17-inch front wheel. Why does this not have a 17-inch front wheel? Why does that not have a 21-inch front wheel? Well, there are reasons. In this case, when you're dealing with an off-road bike, a larger diameter wheel is going to be able to roll over an obstacle easier than a smaller diameter wheel. In the case of the ZX6R, that smaller diameter wheel is going to turn in faster than a big diameter wheel. If you think about a hula hoop and then a smaller wheel, a hula hoop can roll over a rock, a skateboard wheel can hit a little rock and lock up, right? So a bigger wheel is going to roll over obstacles easier. So there's really a reason why everything is done the way it is. And that, I don't know, to me that's cool. Maybe I'm just nerdy, I don't know. The rear wheel's an 18-inch rear wheel. What's cool about the rear wheel is that this is a tubeless wheel. It's a tubeless tire. Well, the front's a tubeless tire too, but there's an inner tube in it, okay? But if you had a tubeless wheel, you could use that tire. I'm pretty sure that's not a tube type tire, although you can put a tube in a tubeless tire. There are some tires out there that are tube type tires that are not made to be run tubeless. Anyway, didn't need to go there, I don't guess. But this is a tubeless tire on a tubeless wheel without an inner tube. And so they're able to do that because you have this little flange here that the spokes connect into, and then the nipple to adjust the spokes, to tighten the spokes, is down here at the hub, where normally, like on the front wheel, it's just the opposite. That nipple is here at the top, and the spoke hooks in at the hub. But on this one, it doesn't. And so here's why. Because everywhere that one of these spokes, you actually tighten this spoke, you can tighten it through the rim with the tire off, like a Phillips screwdriver or a flat screwdriver, or with a wrench here. But everywhere this spoke is entering the wheel, there's a hole in the wheel. So that's why this wheel won't hold air. That's why you need an air tube, right? But because we don't have spokes entering the wheel, we don't have all of those holes in the wheel. The only hole in the wheel is for the valve stem, and this has a conventional rubber valve stem there. So what's the advantage to doing all that? Why do all of that? If you've ever gotten a nail in the tire on your car or truck, you maybe have realized that you could drive around for a week, maybe even more. I've done it. I did it for like 3 weeks with a screw in my tire because I was ready to get new tires on my truck. I didn't want to go spend $20 or $30 to have the guys patch it at the little tire shop. I was just going to wait until I got some tires picked out and go get new tires put on my truck. So I drove around with 3 weeks with a screw in the side of my tire, and everybody at work kept telling me, hey, you got a screw in your tire. I'm like, yeah, I know. And it held air for like 3 weeks. I didn't put any air in it. It only lost like a pound over 3 weeks. So with a tubeless tire, like on my truck, if you get a nail or a screw in it, you won't necessarily have a flat tire, just like I didn't have a flat tire on my truck. Now, I went to go pull that screw out of my tire to see, because I thought maybe it's just the head of a screw. And I went to pull it out a little bit, and I heard the air start to come out, and I put it right back in, left it alone. I thought I was going to be done at that point, but luckily it stayed. But with the tubeless tire, you may not have a flat tire. You can limp along. So if you get a puncture, you can either put a plug in it, or you can just leave the nail of the screw in it, and you may lose a little bit of air. It may leak some, but you can air it up, get a little further down the road, air it up again. With a tube, an inner tube, once you get a puncture in that inner tube, you've got a flat tire. Now, I guess the advantage to the inner tube is that if you were on a long trip, you could carry an inner tube with you, and you could learn how to make that repair on the side of the road. It's been done many, many times. You see bicycle guys do it, whatever. But but that's the advantage. That's why they went to the effort to make this a tubeless tire, was for that reason. All right. Of course, disc brakes, front and rear, aluminum swing arm. This has the uni-track linkage type rear suspension. So why do we have all of this linkage under here? The reason for this linkage is that it makes the suspension progressive. So initially, over small bumps, it makes the suspension very soft and supple. That absorbs those small bumps very easily. But then as the suspension starts to compress, it builds, and the spring tension builds with that leverage and that linkage there. Um, and so that makes the suspension progressive. So it's designed to keep you from bottoming out on a big jump or a big bump or something like that, um, but to be smooth riding otherwise. And that's the reason you have these dual rate springs in the front fork, same thing. Let's work our way around the bike. So LED headlight, I think I said that a while ago. We came around this way and started talking about brakes, and I got sidetracked. There's your shifter, 6-speed transmission, electric start, of course. There's the horn on the bike. I really like this little metal rail right here around the front. You can really, it's quite heavy duty. It's attached to the front fork there real rigidly. Let's take a little look right up here. So one of the things this bike has, well, let's look at the display. Now, I don't have this bike serviced, unfortunately, and so I won't be able to turn it on for you, but it just has pre-standard stuff. Clock, coolant, there's no coolant, but clock, odometer, trip meter. They say there's some Bluetooth connectivity on it. Don't get your hopes up. You're not going to be able to do just a ton of stuff, I don't think, with that. But one of the cool things is this little red button here. You may see up there it says no ABS. So you can turn off the ABS here. And that probably resets when you cycle the key. So it's going to turn the ABS back on. But if I remember correctly, the horn, high beam, low beam, no pass light, turn signals there, regular engine kill, stop. You can see your hand guards, your mirrors, gas cap, seat. You can buy a rear rack for this bike as well. Let's get this camera going the right direction. And yeah, we go. Looks like there's a spot here where you could actually maybe add a helmet lock. I don't know why this bike didn't earn a helmet lock, but it looks like that is a place you could maybe add a helmet lock there. Exhaust. Looks like the handlebars here are rubber mounted. It also looks like the risers here are offset, so you could flip those to bring the bars back closer to you. So part of Kawasaki's ergo fit that they try to do to give you some options to make the bike fit you. But yeah, I really dig it. KLX230 S Sherpa. I wrote down some specs on my whiteboard over here because there's always some questions and some things that people are asking that I forget. So MSRP on the bike, $58.99. There is going to be freight and prep on top of that at pretty much any dealership. You know, these bikes like this, by the time, you know, we won't get into it on this video, but it's just the way it is. But we can talk about it another time. 233cc, air-cooled, 6-speed. Seat height, 32.5 inches, if I didn't say that. Curb weight, 299.9 pounds, just under 300 pounds on this one. Super light, and that's curb weight, so that's with fluids. What's the warranty on it? 12 months. Plus, you have the ability to add up to an additional 48 months. So that's 12 plus 48, 60 months or 5 years worth of Kawasaki warranty with the Kawasaki Protection Plus. And if the Kawasaki Protection Plus on this bike is probably very inexpensive, maybe even 500 bucks or so, maybe 600 bucks, but less than $600 currently on this bike. And that would give you 5 years worth of warranty, and that's good Kawasaki warranty. We talked about the wheels, LED headlight, rims, fuel capacity, 2 gallons. But the good news is it should be very, very fuel efficient. And so anyway, that's a look at the KLX230, and I love it. I think it looks great. A lot of great features on it, really packed with stuff. ABS, the ability to turn off the ABS, tubeless rear tire, adjustable spring tension in the back, hand guards, DID dirt star wheels, fuel injection, LED headlight. I don't know, what more could you ask for $6 grand, 6,500 bucks with freight and prep? I think it's a great deal. All right. Once again, we are Mainland Cycle Center. We're located in Lamarck, Texas. We're about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45. You can find us online at mainlandcyclecenter.com or by phone at 409-948-4969. And we would just love it if you give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come down and see us in person at Mainland Cycle Center, where we'd love to help you any way that we can. Hey, thanks for watching.